Hey, welcome to Cowboy Leather and Shoe Repair. I'm Scott. Glad you stopped in. Today we're going to make a holster for a 357 Magnum with a 3.5 inch barrel. 3.5, yes, it's going to be 3 inch will work, 3.5 is a max. So I've already cut my holster pattern or the holster. I got a clicker die for it. We're going to line it. I already got that. I've kind of scribed a line around here, give me a basic shape of where I want to glue. So without further ado, let me drop you down here and we'll go through the steps of putting it together and getting it ready to stitch and getting ready for sale. So let me tip you down. Don't get jittered. And we're going down. All right. First off, we're using Wicked and Craig 8 to 9 ounce. Now what I'm going to do, being I'm putting a liner in it, we're going to go, and I got a caliper set to run my stitch line, and we're going to go around just run a stitch line around here, run the whole thing. I'm not going to tool this. I'll just put a light coat of oil on it and call it a good day. There we go. All right. So we got that on there. Now, next step is we're going to go ahead and we're going to coat with some barge cement. Glue. Pick this up, set it up here, set it out of the way. And hit this. Now I've cut this liner oversized. What we'll do after we stitch it is we'll come back through with, oops, almost dropped that over. Been a terrible day in the neighborhood. And I'm going just a little bit over the line that I've drawn. Just in case I don't get it exactly where I need to be. Now, let that dry a few minutes. It won't take long. But like I say, I'm not gonna tool it. I'm just gonna make it all natural, if you will. I'll probably put a light coat of oil on it. And let me hang. I'm gonna put you on hold here. Got a customer coming in the yard. Happy, happy. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. Glue's dried. Had a customer come in. I made a little rifle sling for his daughter for Christmas. I forget how old she was, but it's going on a one of them little 22 rifles. I think they call them the Cricket. So, anyways, let's get back to building this. All right, everything's dry. Now, what I'm going to do, you don't have to, and I'm going to take I dampen the leather a little bit here. Now, what I'm going to do is, this is where it comes in to be tricky. I'm going to take this, kind of lay it down here a little bit. And I'm going to put my liner kind of lay it in there. Now, the reason I say I put a little water on it and bend it, and I'm going to walk this in all the while, kind of hyperextend it a little bit here. Rub it in. Now the reason I do it that way is because when you fold it, you can't see down in there, but it doesn't get any ripples or wrinkles. If you just lay it flat and then fold it together, you will get wrinkles. And I just kind of work it around here. Now you can take your hammer. Sorry about that. Anyways, take your hammer. Work that in. Go around. Yep. It's seated. Alright, now I'm going to take it over. Put you on hold or pause, and we're going to go over here to this stitch machine, and we're going to stitch around here. So, be right back. Alright, got it stitched done. What I did is I started over here, come all the way around, stopped right here, started again down here, stitch the bottom, because when you fold this, you're going to stitch up like this, so there's no sense stitching that back up. It's just wasted time. So what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and trim off the excess. Now, sometimes it, there we go, just pull that off. All right. Now, we're getting there. Now, let me get forgot. Getting ahead of myself here. There it is. Sanding block. You can get those at Dollar Generals, Dollar Trees. Had a few boogers up in here. Now some people, when they sand this, they'll sit here and go back and forth like that. I just go one direction and sand off the boogers or the fuzzies, and that way I can catch it. I can catch where, like, where I didn't trim off the liner. Hit the bottom. Let's see. There we go. Alright, now we can hit it with coconut. This is amazing stuff. Alright. Now you're just taking, there's a hit right here first. And come out. go. Oh, forgot the bottom. There we go. Put the lid back down there. Set that aside. Now, I'm going to bend this. I usually like taking curl that up just a touch. 2 fingers, that's usually about where you want it. Alright, back. So, what I did is, now's a good time to slip in your maker's mark. I folded this over, and I ran my stitches right over top of these stitches, and I just come across. Now, if you notice, some of you may notice I did not edge bevel this. When you use a clicker die, when it cuts, it rolls that edge. So there's really no cleanup on that. Back here, I just took my block and I just kind of rounded that in there. So it's a step if you cut this out by hand that you'll have to do. You'll have to, you know, bevel your edges and, you know, slick and sand and do whatever. Now, we're just about there. What we got to do now comes the fun part, because this is some pretty stiff leather. Line everything up to where it's supposed to be. Kind of fold that down a little bit. Try and get this so everything is lined up. So when you glue it, all right. Mark it right there where you're at. Makes life pretty easy when you've got clicker dies for your what you're making. Put that on there so if it tips over. Now, I don't know where it is here. Something I wanted to show you. Repurposing. You know, you've got, this is actually designed for a pocket knife to be worn on your belt. Well, what I did is I just changed the stitch lines, moved a little bit closer to here, and let me see if I got one here. See, these get glued together, and then all you do is instead of putting for the thickness width of your knife, I just run my stitch lines down here to whatever size magazine. Now this is double stack. Stuff's falling down, or else we're haunted. Yeah, getting it back. It's a double stack magazine for a G2C Taurus, but you can take probably a magazine for just about anything and make it yourself. I'm just tinkering around. This is my own personal one. You can see it's been scratched up a little bit, but good thing about this is it's ambidextrous. You can wear it on your right side or left side, and I like it. It's easy to get to. If you put it on your belt facing this direction towards the front, you can go to your magazine, pull it out, and insert it into your gun. But you can turn it any way you want. I just wanted to show you that. You can take these, make them into this. Again, like I said, that's for a pocket knife. I've got a clicker die for that too. So, just, you know, if you've got stuff, tinker with it. Look at it. There's nothing saying that you have to use it for what it was really intended to, or for. You can repurpose it. You know, nothing wrong with it. Change the rules, if you will. Think outside the box. All right, let me put you back down here and we'll see if we can get this holster together. So, let me move back down. Get over there. Let me get back here a little bit so you can see it on camera. Now, being that this is a little bit thicker leather, it gets a little, there you go, that fit went together pretty good. Yeah, well, I do a little trimming, but a little trimming's better than a whole lot of trimming. Now see, what we'll do is we'll come down here. I'll probably set the needle probably about the second or third hole down here and start sewing up this way. When I get up here, I'll stop, make a transition over this way, lock everything in, and between the glue and the stitching, it won't come apart. So let me step over here to the sewing machine and we'll stitch her up. All right, we got it stitched up. Let's come through here and put a little edge on it. Okay. Now, we get a little edge dressing. use a little brown Phoebing's dye. And I've been seeing some, I don't know if anybody else follows, but on Facebook there's a group called Leathercrafter for Beginners or something to that nature. And I've seen a lot of comments on there about, people are trying to get that mirror finish on their goods. And what I'm saying is, what they're doing is they're commenting, saying that, they go through the sanding and the beveling and the burnishing, and they're using water, beeswax, whatever, and then they go and they edge paint. Well, unless I'm wrong, and I have been known to be wrong sometimes, you go ahead and you do all that, and then you put your edge coat, your edge paint on, or whatever you're going to do. Well, that's where I believe you're running into your problem, because you've gone and you've sealed that edge up so well that paint doesn't have any place to really stick. It's like taking a rattle can of paint, to those that don't understand, spray can of paint, and not roughing up what the surface you're going to paint. That paint has to have something to adhere to. And by getting that mirrored finish, putting all that edge coating and clear coat and all that sort of stuff on there, you're not getting or leaving it rough enough for that paint to adhere. Like I said, I could be wrong, but what I do is I put my leather dye on, then I come back and I'll use my beeswax and my gum trigicon or whatever. To make my edges. And on my holsters, I don't really go for a mirrored finish. Does it look nice? Yeah. But when I build the holster, it's for sale, and time is money. Now I'm gonna let that sit just a little bit. Oh, there we go. Almost lost that. That's it, just a smidget. Now back in here, that's still slick, but I'm just gonna come in here a little bit, hit this with the hand slicker. That slicks it up nice. But I'll tell you something. I've got a big machine over there that has buffing wheels, polishing, and everything else on them. It's also a grinder too. But what I'll do is I'll work my edges on that. See, that's all varnished out real nice. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to go work this edge a little bit. Alright, worked that edge. I don't know if you can see the shine on it or whatever, but that's slicked. Like I said, my big machine over there, the finisher, has got a burnishing wheel on it, and it's got a little lever. You flip the lever over, and it puts a piece of, like a brake pad type deal up there, and that heats that burnishing wheel up. And I use, I got black and brown, what they call it, like Yankee wax. Looks like a big crayon. It's probably about 6 or 8 inches long. And you just run it on there, melt a little bit, and run it on there, heat that edge up. That's what I do on all my holsters. So, that holster's finished. Maybe I'll put a little, I'm going to take and probably put a little bit of neat's foot oil on it and let it sit out in the sun, let it dry, and we'll put it in stock. But that's how I make holsters. And again, you know, that one there, I do tool some of them, but I'm not that good on tooling. Most of the time I just use my 3D stamps or something like that. So, like I say, that's how we make holsters. They're not that hard. And again, that one's for a 357 Magnum. And 3-inch barrel. Good stout holster. Take care of it. It'll last a long time. Well, you've listened to me yak for about 36 minutes. So I'm going to end it here and do something. I got a few other projects that I'm working on. In between building this holster, I repaired a pair of bull riding chinks, or shaps, if you will. Had to put new buckles and straps on them. They'd been laying around in the barn, I guess, for a long time, and the straps started dry rotting. Couldn't save the buckles. They oxidized, so I had to put new straps, leathers on it, and some new buckles. I got them done and hanging. Customers coming to pick them up later this afternoon. So, yeah, I got a few things I want to do. It's Friday, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a very busy day. I've got a few customers possibly coming in to pick up their shoes and boots. So we'll just kind of hang out, clean up shop a little bit, and just tinker with some leather and have some fun. So, as usual, if you like this video, if it helped you in any way, like, subscribe. We usually have a video once a week, twice a week if we got something good or going on. So, hope everybody has a good weekend. Stay safe. If you're down in Florida, I hope you, I feel sorry and, prayers out for the people that got hit the worst. But at any place in Florida, you're going to get hurricane damage. So, again, sending prayers out to those of you in Florida. Or, as of this morning, I see that the Carolinas are going to get hit. So, wherever you over on the East Coast, in them areas, stay safe, stay out of the rain, and we'll see you next week. Cowboys out. Bye.